how important is it that we actually have some sort of stopping point? In this video, I'll share some of my thoughts on this and hopefully start a dialogue with you. Hey my friend, I'm Jonah, and welcome to Lion's Mane Media. Recently, I've been reading this book called It's About Time by Valerie Burton, and there was this interesting concept that she brought up. And it was about stopping cues, specifically the lack of them in our modern day. Because we used to be kind of dictated by kind of the sun or our location on kind of our timeline and what we could do. But due to technology and so forth, we have so many more options and distractions these days. And again, kind of it's good to have the options, and it can also be bad to have the options. And distractions are distractions. But the thing is, kind of that we kind of need to adjust how we kind of operate in a sense in order to still move forward with stuff that's actually meaningful and so forth. And a few of the kind of things she brings up as being options or distractions are social media and TV. Because with social media, there kind of isn't an end to it. It just keeps loading. I mean, if you get to a part and it's loading, then that might be kind of a stopping point, but it will soon load, and then you have more to interact and like or engage or whatever. And it can keep going and keep going and keep going until you realize, wait a minute, what time is it? Or what did I get done today? And I mean, there's like a few that still have pages, but otherwise it's just kind of a constantly loading thing. And even with YouTube, it can just keep loading the next video and loading the next video and loading the next video. And it didn't spend kind of interesting sometimes seeing it like, wait, I don't want to watch that. But it's just kind of interesting of how it operates. And even with TV, there's this thing where when it first started, there would be like a once a week episode. But now we can just binge whatever shows we want. There's very little to keep us from taking a break. I mean, with streaming, there might be this thing of, do you want to keep watching the show? And it's like, not really much of a stopping point except for hitting OK. I mean, there isn't much thought behind it. In just saying yes unless we've fallen asleep. And then with our own collections, there might be a bit more of a stopping point because we might have to put in the next disc and so forth to actually get up and do that rather than just sitting there comfortably. But we also have some TV channels that are basically pretty much always running a marathon of some sort, and you can just sit there and watch the show all day and just be like, and then wonder where your day went. Everything in this age is almost designed to keep us watching or interacting. It's all about our attention and where it is. And this is especially interesting with the free stuff, because what is the product they are selling then, if they don't seem to be trying you to pay for it? And again, it's kind of a cliche, but that if the service is free, then you are the product. But it is how a lot of advertising these days works. It's like when you start to basically, let's say you had to fix your back door, then you would probably search up a few videos, instructions, and so forth, but now for some reason you see a couple more home improvement videos and so forth. You see things for the department stores or tool hardware stores, and it's like, okay, I just looked up one thing, but now I'm seeing all of this because, again, you've kind of given them something to kind of advertise to you on. And then that happens all the time, in that what we kind of look into and so forth is what gets fed to us so we can keep going on. And there's even something about those Wikipedia and so forth where you can start on one page and you're just looking something up quickly, but then you see a link and it's like, oh, that's interesting, I should check that out. And then soon you know you're on a page that is completely unrelated to the topic you started on and you're wondering how you got there. But again, it's kind of like there aren't really stopping points unless we design them. And it also made me think of how games from this perspective either do have those stopping points or they don't. In a way that they don't is that it's oftentimes we see it like on a big release day, there's like some people taking the days off so they can just push through it. and get it done. And it's like, again, a lot of games can just flow like that. But there are other games where there might be a level or a mission system where you kind of have to select missions and so forth and go on them. And so each mission or level will have an ending, so then that's almost like a natural stopping point. And like in multiplayer games, there are matches or rounds or sessions, or however you want to call them, where each match, when it ends, is a natural stopping point. But again, you can probably keep playing these over and over and over again. Because again, it kind of gives you both the stopping point and so forth. But sometimes it's like really easy to continue on. Some you have to basically actually exit out and then go back into the selecting thing and so forth. But again, it's kind of like giving you that freedom of either choosing to carry on or not. But then there are systems of like stamina or whatever the resources they want to call it in like mobile or live service games to kind of keep the progression per day down, in a sense, that you can only make so much progress a day, and it kind of forms a natural stopping point. There might be more to do, but the meaningful progress is tied to that stamina rather than having it basically be something you can marathon run, so that to keep you coming back again and again. That's the live service and mobile model, is to keep you coming back again and again so they can get like either the ads or whatever purchases they have in front of you so that you will keep playing and hopefully buy someday. But the main point I'm trying to make is that when we have these queues, it's so that we can take a break or reassess. Because it's very easy to kind of get into this thing of always having the next project or the next goal or whatever without really thinking of, is that goal for me? It's like we can get on this hamster wheel of just keep running and running and running and running and running without ever thinking, wait a minute, is this actually helping me, or is this basically just a goal to chase? And the thing is, having those stopping points is very good, and we either have to make a choice and do it, but it's kind of letting us think and reassess, because then that's not necessarily what the people who run the programs want. They want us to keep our focus on them. They want to keep us looking through their websites and so forth, but the thing is to actually take the time to think, okay, does this actually benefit me? Because sometimes it is good to see ideas for projects and so forth, but it's always important to keep that on a level so that it doesn't become the only thing in life and the only thing we do. But anyway, these are my thoughts on it, at least. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, because that does help support the growth of this channel. And I'll talk to you later, and have a great rest of your day.